Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this regularly scheduled Township Board of Supervisors meeting. Our first item will be a pledge to the flag. Please join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have had no executive sessions since our last meeting, so at this point I would like to open up the floor to any communication from citizens. If anybody online would like to address the board, please click the raise hand button in Zoom to be recognized. If anyone in the audience would like to address the board, please raise your hand. All right, seeing none, we will move on. With the board's permission, I would like to move forward an item from new business. And that would be the ZNA financial summary.
Good evening, gentlemen. I'm pleased to have from Zelikovsky Axelrod, our CPA firm, I have Derek Schroeder and Kayla Key here tonight, and they're going to share some highlights from our 2025 financial audit. So welcome.
Hi, good evening. My name is Derek Schrader, just like Jamie said, and this is Kayla Key. She was the in charge on the job. I just wanted to say thank you for everyone at the township who helped, be able to get this job done as smoothly as it did. First-year jobs are always difficult, and when I say first-year job, like as a first-year client, we have some difficulties, when we're trying to get things from clients, when they're brand new, some language barriers where we might ask for something in a particular way that new clients might not understand, and vice versa, they might not understand what we're asking for. We had nothing but a pleasant experience with everyone at the township. So I just wanted to make sure everyone know that. We really appreciate everyone. As far as Jamie's staff and, everyone at the township's been great. So great to work with.
Thank you.
2025 financial statement audit was completed. We actually issued them today. So you guys will be getting, I believe Jamie has the hard copies right now for both the township and the development authority. So we also issued the DCD report in April. That was also issued on time. The only thing that's still outstanding is the sewer examination report, which we should have done here in the next week or so. So as far as the township audit goes, again, it was completed for the balance sheet date of December 31st, 2025. It was done with generally accepted auditing standards and government auditing standards boards pronouncements. The township did receive an unmodified, clean opinion. That's the highest level assurance that we can give as auditors, and they were presented fairly in accordance with U.S. GAAP. As far as some high-level operational things, the first thing I'd like to go over is from the government-wide statements, your net position. The total net position increased to approximately $85.3 million this year. So that would be a total of your governmental activities, which would be all your normal funds, and then also the sewer fund as well. So those are combined when we're talking about net position. Between the two, governmental activities was approximately $38.4 million, and the business type, which is your sewer fund, was $46.9 million. So the changes that we had from year to year ended up being, as far as the governmental activities go, an increase of around $57,000 just for governmental activities. And then for the sewer fund, it was approximately $3.3 million. And we'll get into some of those changes here in a second. When we're talking about strictly general fund, the general fund revenues were $18.8 million, which was slightly less than last year, but still within the relevant range. I believe it was $19.1 million last year. As far as your major sources of revenues this year, and I'm assuming that these are probably the same as they go on year to year to year. The largest one, as far as financial statement line items go, would be other taxes, and this includes your earned income, mercantile, business privilege taxes. Those were $9.9 million. Real estate taxes were approximately $3.2 million. Intergovernmental revenues, which would include grants and other things that are coming in from other townships in the state, and those type of grants and payments would be $3.4 million this year. And then your charges for services were around $1.5 million. For general fund expenditures, you had $17.8 million, which is an increase from $17 million in the prior year. And your largest expenditure categories were public safety, which is $7.9 million, your general government, which is $2.6 million, your employee benefits and insurance were also $4.5 million, and public works was around $1.7 million. The fund balance for general fund, it actually decreased by approximately $913,000. This also includes, like, if we're talking about the last two things that we talked about, revenues and expenses, the general decrease in fund balance also would include other financing sources, so things like transfers. You guys had some lease proceeds, I think, this year. So those things were all baked into that $903,000 decrease. But again, your ending general fund balance was $13.4 million. Unassigned general fund balance was 12.2, so a very healthy fund balance. And if you look at that from the perspective of how that looks across the board, it would be roughly 6 to 8 months worth of expenditures for you guys. So again, I think GAO says that 6 months is a healthy, really healthy fund balance. So you guys are right in line with that, and even surpassed that. Let's see. Capital Projects Fund is the one that has a deficit fund balance, and that has to do with ongoing capital projects that you guys have, as well as some reimbursement timing differences. Those would be the big differences there. It's a $2.6 million deficit at the time, but there's still money trickling back and forth between general fund and other funding sources. So we expect that to be zeroed out at some point. Sewer fund. Operating revenues were $11.8 million, which is an increase due to the intermunicipal agreement. You have operating expenses, approximately $9.8 million, which is similar to last year. And then your total operating income was $2 million. You also had additional revenues, which are below the line. So you have your operating income, and then everything else that's non-operating comes in below. Your bigger items were capital contributions, which had to do with the development that was brought in 2025. That was around $1 million. And investment income was $554,000, which was similar to last year as well. As far as your net position goes for your sewer fund, it increased approximately $3.3 million. So your ending sewer fund net position was $46.9 million. Part of this increase had to do with a restatement that is also reflected in your statements, and this had to do with an error correction that had to do with accumulated depreciation that wasn't being properly captured the way that it was supposed to when we looked at the prior auditor's records. So we had to adjust beginning fund balance to correct that. When it comes to capital assets, your capital assets, which would include things like your buildings and land, vehicles, infrastructure, equipment, those type of things. The township on the governmental side had $53.7 million of net book value in its assets. The sewer fund had slightly less, 46.1, and included in their assets would be the land, plant, lines and machinery, and also equipment. So debt and long-term obligations from the governmental side, bonds and notes payable were around $17.8 million. On the sewer fund, the notes are approximately $14.1 million. Pension and OPEB obligations, which are also considered long-term. You have your net pension liability was approximately 1.7 million. That was down $900,000 this year. Your OPEB liability was actually up 250,000, and it's now approximately 4.8 million. The big reason your net pension liability went down this year had to do with favorable investment income. So, your pension fund for the police pension fund, from a fiduciary, your net position where we're talking about your assets at the end of 2025, you had approximately $27.5 million, which again is a large increase of about 2.5 million. And again, the main driving force of that was your investment income increase. So we also, during our audit, we did look at internal controls. And part of that would be, going over the audit, making sure that we're looking at different things as far as your audit adjustments, cash disbursements, cash receipts, and how those processes kind of flow through. We did have a couple things that we noted in a separate letter, and I'll let Kayla talk a little bit about those.
Hello. So there were a couple items that we noted for internal controls. One of those being missed journal entries such as taxes and the ARPA funding. We had to make those journal entries after we were on site. The others are not having enough documentation for journal entry support for us to do testing over. We weren't able to confirm that the journal entries were accurate based off of what we received. So that's something to note. And we believe a lot of that comes back through from Cassell being such a new system and just the learning curve of it all, and we're hoping that that will be addressed within the next year or so. And with cash disbursements, there was some postings to the wrong accounts and wrong periods, which again could have to do with Cassell and getting used to the system as it's still fairly new. So,
All right. So those were the three items that were listed in that memo. As far as the audit process goes, we did not have any disagreements with management. Again, Jamie and everyone in the township was very agreeable, and we, felt like we had a great working relationship with them, especially as a first-year client. And again, we really appreciate everything that they were able to do. They were always very communicative and, willing to help and get us the things that we needed when we asked for them. From a financial outlook, when we're talking about the township as a whole, kind of touched at it as far as general fund goes, but when you're talking about it as the entire county, the outlook is extremely healthy. You have roughly 6 months when we're talking about all the governmental funds of expenditures that are you'd be able to pay with out of your fund balance. So that's exactly where you would want to be. So the only other thing I had to say as far as the township goes, you have a component unit, the Development Authority, which we also audited. It's a much, much smaller report than the actual township is. I think the township report's 70-some pages, and this one's 11, so it's not nearly as large, but it's consolidated when it comes to the way that we report your financial statements. Again, much smaller audit, still a clean audit opinion. It was an unmodified opinion, and the amounts and disclosures within that report are relatively the same from prior years. So we didn't have a whole lot of movement going on. So with that, I will take any questions you guys have.
Gentlemen,
Nothing for me. Sounds good.
I'll take a clean, unmodified opinion any day.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the best I can do for you.
I guess we're good.
All right.
Thank you
Appreciate
very
it.
much.
Thank you. Really
Yep, absolutely.
appreciate
If you
it.
guys never need anything, let us know.
Thank you. So now I would like a motion to acknowledge receipt. Financial statements.
So moved. Second?
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Gentlemen, I just wanted to wrap up here and just say, thanks to the firm Zelikovsky Axelrod, with Derek, Corey, Kayla, and Chloe for all their hard work over the last 3 months on our 2025 audit. It has been a refreshing experience working with their team. They spent several weeks on site collaborating closely with the finance team, and their communication throughout the whole process has been outstanding. Like Derek mentioned, they filed the DCED report on time by April 1st. That was significant. And then just by them being here today is just success to have our financial statement completed by June 1st. So those were two big things that we looked at when we were searching for CPA firms. Can you meet deadlines? And then also, how is your communication? And I just want to say they've just been outstanding to work with. We are committed to addressing any findings and implementing their recommendations to strengthen future audits and processes going forward. And we look forward to building a strong and successful partnership with them in the years ahead. So thanks again.
Thank you very much. All right, now we'll have our engineering reports. Diana?
All right. Good evening. I have no updates to the plan or the report that was submitted. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Any questions? Doesn't look like it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. John?
Well, tonight I don't have anything to add to my report either, so I could be maybe briefer than last time. If you have any questions, I'd be glad to answer them.
Any questions?
Thank
So
you.
John,
Oh,
the sheets plan, can you hear me?
yeah.
I can hear you.
Is that like a complete tear down rebuild?
Yep, that's what they typically do. They scrape the entire site and rebuild it. And actually, they have a little more room on that site that there's in their deed that were never using. So the new plan has a drive-through, and they're going to reduce the fueling position. So instead of having a canopy facing Memory Lane, the gas canopy will only face Industrial Highway.
John, do you know what the timing is for the project?
They were working on it with a different consultant up to 3 years ago, but I think they're going, there was some questions at the Planning Commission about their town center overlay, but you'll probably see it in the next couple months. You'll see a town center overlay, conditional use hearing.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.
Next, we have our consent agenda, items 5A through H. Are there any items on here that anyone would like to have removed for further discussion?
Hearing none, I'll make a motion to approve consent agenda items 5A through H as presented.
Second?
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, now we're on to bids, proposals, contracts, and agreements. First up, we have authorization to request bids for excavation and construction of Rockburn Park Improvements Project.
Mr. Chairman, the drawings and specifications have been completed. Next step is to advertise for bids.
Any questions?
Mr. Chairman, I do have a question. Looking at the plan of this project, we're switching the alignment of the basketball court from east to west to north to south to make room for the other improvements. But it looks like there's an awful lot of unused ground at the north end of the, is there no reason? I know sitting through the comprehensive plan, they complained that there aren't enough courts to play basketball, there aren't enough, tennis courts, there aren't enough sports-related things. Is there some reason we don't use the land to the north end of the site?
No specific reason other than it's adequate now for the neighborhood use.
Is that, I noticed that there's no parking, so I assume it's just a neighborhood park.
Yes, this,
Yeah.
all the neighborhood, other than the park here, Springettsbury Park, all the other parks that we have are considered neighborhood.
parks.
Obviously, they're open to the public, but the main purpose is for the folks in that immediate area.
Thank you.
Is there a motion to authorize the request for bids?
Mr. Chairman, I'd move for authorization to request
So
bids for
moved.
excavation and construction of Rockburn Park Improvements Project.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, next we have authorization to purchase the Rockburn Park playground equipment through River Valley Landscapes in an amount not to exceed $216,805. Co-Stars contract 014-E23-319.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Any communication from supervisors this evening? Guess we're down to James' report.
I have nothing to add to my report unless anybody has any questions.
Is there a question? I thought I heard something.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next is manager's report. Mark?
I'm very pleased to announce that $3.4 million plus dollars was deposited into the township account on Tuesday. So my written report's going to be much less because I think that took up 2 pages in my report. But the balance of the 87,000 we'll get after an audit's completed. But the bulk of it is in our hands. I'm sorry, what was that for? The RACP grant reimbursement.
For this building. How old is this building now?
23, we moved.
23.
Okay, so,
3 years.
yeah. Do we get interest on that?
No,
Okay.
Are you looking forward to another grant like that, Mark?
it's very much
Mr.
appreciated.
Chairman, I just wanted to,
Go ahead, Charles.
Mr. Chairman, I just wanted to recognize Mark Hodgkinson and the finance team here at Springettsbury Township for all of their perseverance and working through this entire project to get this RACP money here. I know it's not been easy. I know it took a while and it took a lot of time, but I also would like to publicly recognize Representative Stan Saylor and all of his efforts to secure the grant, and Senator Kristen Phillips Hill and all of her efforts and her staff to help guide us through this long and laborious process to get this funding here. So congratulations to everyone, and thank you, Mark, for getting this money into us.
That's all I have.
Thanks, Mark. Thanks, Jamie. Thanks, everyone, for all the hard work. Ordinances and resolutions. We have ordinance number 2026-02 prohibiting parking on Northern Way West Side between Industrial Highway and Concord Road.
Mr. Chairman, this ordinance has been properly advertised and is ready for adoption.
Mr. Chairman, I'd move for adoption of ordinance number 2026-02, prohibiting parking on Northern Way West Side between Industrial Highway and Concord Road.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anybody want to discuss sidewalks? Mark pushed this microphone away. I think that brings us to the end of our agenda this evening. Meeting adjourned. Thank you, everyone.